see. Becky, you've been on those inters since the start of the session, eh?
Yeah.
They're fucked.
Are they rooted?
They're cooked.
So you can't start on inters.
It's on 15 laps. I don't know.
How red are they,
laps, they're about 45% left, so 55 worn.
Oh, well, so you can do the distance. Yeah, that's alright.
You just got to look into ducking over to the wet spots instead of staying on the dry line.
Well, the race is definitely going to be interesting, isn't it? A couple of different strategy options.
Yeah, I got an idea. Buy the fucking brighter headlights. I don't know why it got so dark when it was raining, and then now it's getting lighter.
Because RO8's thick cloud with torrential rain. Where RO7's the same amount of rain, but it's brighter. You know, there's less cloud.
Turn your exposure up. So then when it's sunny, you can't see shit either.
Yeah, I mustn't have decent exposure.
Yeah, you've got indecent exposure.
$43.7 on this condition? I don't know.
It's actually at a point where it's good for softs.
Yeah, but you'd have to tread around, I reckon.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, more cars on track, the quicker it dries up. And, yeah, I don't think I'll be spending very long on the inters when it does that downpour. Yeah, it's definitely dry enough for softs now. Or mediums, it's just dry enough for dryers as long as you stay off the paint and the curbs.
As Giffo takes every curb.
I just jumped on with him, yeah.
You don't want to be breaking on that curb either.
It's a pretty bright car, at least we'll see him in the dark.
I'm hoping to fuck with people tonight with the metallic
How you going,
paint.
Good, good. Who's going to fuck with people with paint? That's excellent. I mean, that's terrible.
Oh, my metallic red should fuck with people tonight with headlights shining off it.
Oh, yeah, right. Weaponizing paint. That's...
Hey, we used to weaponize decals against NIF.
42.4?
Still put you a second behind Mackie on inters. Yeah, what was it? Or was it Hainsey that used to hate the people that put, like, blacked out the rear windscreen?
Brocky hates it as well. I don't know if Hainsey used to, but I know Brocky.
Yeah,
because it shines a reflection.
No, because if you've got if you're in VR and the person in front of you blacks out their rear window, it's harder because when you're looking, you can kind of see through their rear screen and their front car.
Yeah, it was either Hainsey or Niff used to hate it.
Brocky definitely does, I know that.
So, you still haven't answered my question, Goju.
Yep.
Is it a wet pre-quali or a dry pre-quali?
No, it'll be quali or be dry.
Okay, cool.
There you go, Giffo. The wet weather conditions with a 3-second penalty turns you around.
Yeah, I found that out earlier.
That was a very nice Giffo.
What?
Give him those love taps through the corner.
I didn't touch him.
Oh, was netcode.
Alright, go quicker, Mackie. Giffo's purple.
Shit, exit there. Just got hung up on the curb a bit much.
Yeah, see, I'd be on the softs by now.
So just to confirm, it's dry pre-quali sessions, and then when we get sorted into our lobbies, it'll be the wet conditions that we do our actual race qualifying.
So the pre-quali be on equals, and it'll be dry on equals. But then once we go to the races themselves, we turn off equal conditions, which will put it in the lobby pattern.
I got a 37.3 for an optimal, so...
Friday, you
Oh, it's already in.
41.4.
Friday, you should hang around with an expectation that there's every chance in the world you'll be hosting Lobby 1.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, who got the
Wild card.
wild card?
Snorks, wasn't it?
Snorks.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't going to be here last week.
So there's still that empty slot. Unless we take 16.
No, we'll leave it at 15.
One less car to worry about in the wet start.
Well, it's more the case with 15. It gives the opening if me or Black Friday have to be honest,
Yeah.
if we have to host it.
Could always get Giffo to host it.
Well, if he gets in.
You still on the Inters, Mackie?
Nah, I'm on softs now.
Was that lap on softs, was it?
Yeah.
Green thing.
Just about to put a time in on Inters now in these conditions. Yeah, 41.5. It's about as quick as the Inters will go.
Like Graves on his high beam. Looks like it.
Oh, pit lane is still drenched.
Yeah. That's the one thing you gotta watch out for when you come in for the softs.
Who is Green Thing? Is he different to Greenie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been in for 3 or 4 races now. He's all good. He's cool.
He's been actually
cool,
really
so-
good.
Yeah.
That's good. Because I just look at the champion sheet and I see all these names in here and I go, oh, they're not on there. But then I realise they're not linked up, but that's all good.
There are other nights of the week that we race that aren't nights that you do Giffo. Other
I
people
know.
show up.
Different people.
Yeah.
Green things from Rob G. Barker's community.
Ooh, nice.
Actually, to be honest, Giffo, there's probably more nights now that you miss than you get, aren't there, lately?
Yeah. I really only do the Tuesday at the moment, and then it'll be the Monday when we fire that off. There'll probably be 1 or 2 rounds before Christmas. So,
Hey, how are you?
Hey.
I guess the only other thing that could happen is a Wednesday night series could start.
what do we? That's Black Friday's.
Yes, that is.
I wonder when that'd start. I wonder when that could get announced.
I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled in the Discord and you'll find out.
Do you need a new channel made Friday, or do you have access to do that? Do you?
I think there's a channel. I think there is a channel already, but if there's not,
Mackie, not slide.
Yeah, I'll have to look and see. I don't think I've got access to make that stuff, but then
I
again,
can do
it's
that.
Yeah.
Oh, you can make channels and position them, Goju.
Yeah.
Yeah, legend. Alright. Time to...
Worst part is I sat and spectated all of that and didn't do any of the practice myself.
Track feels good on the line at the moment.
It does,
Curbs are still
yeah.
a bit moist.
That green thing's just worked out that the track's wet offline.
There's a few curves you can hit, but ones you definitely don't want to hit.
Yeah.
The inside curbs are not bad.
Yeah,
But
nothing
the
outside.
outside, if you're braking, ugh.
I don't know. Some of those inside ones are still a bit dodgy.
The
Jesus.
just anything under braking with these can cause fucking havoc with the arse end.
Oh, look, we've got 14 in the lobby already.
Hey, Coach.
Back to the top.
Hey.
Guess where I have to go on Tuesday?
Newcastle.
No, I've got to go race in your favourite league.
Oh, well, you don't have to.
No, I have to. I have
On
no choice.
Tuesday,
Go
but
to
you
your
don't.
favourite league.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
yeah, but you're already in our Tuesday event.
No, he's going to go
No.
through the motions with the motor on Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Because you're racing with that other team, aren't you?
Because they needed a driver because no one's applied for it. Well, not really applied, but no one's really got the time to do it. So I was like, yeah, alright, I'll do it for the next 2 rounds, sort of. So
He's being a
That'd be a
team
good
player.
CP.
And you're going to have to find out if CP wants to run a team in any of our series upcoming.
You know what I reckon
Water.
would be a good thing, Water? You could use that as an opportunity
Oh,
to see what their penalty and review process is like. You could do that.
So you want me to cause an incident and then
No, I
wait
didn't
for
say I want you to cause an incident. But I need to.
you don't need to tell him to cause an incident. He'll do it anyway.
I'll fuck it up somehow, but yeah.
Fuck, some of the liveries are looking good.
Do you like my one?
I haven't got to yours yet.
You're trying to follow
Actually, I do like it.
A little bit.
Yeah, Gifo, that's good. Did you do that, Gifo, or is
Of
you?
course not.
He stole it himself.
I made a lot of changes.
Like the Street2Track logo and your number.
Like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The number boards.
At least you're honest.
Actually, I didn't check how his number boards were looking.
You would have to,
Oh, Jesus.
Got more rake on the number boards than anybody has on the car.
Well, I tried to line them up with the guard, and then
Giffo.
found out that they had to be raked.
Giffo, they look good. Well done.
I thought the car looks good. Thank you.
I said, yeah, it's good.
You know, you can manipulate those to fit and look square on the car, right?
I was unaware, but I like the raked number board.
Which doesn't match any of the other lines on your car.
Oh, look, it's a
now
difficult
I've just
car.
spun out.
Oh yeah, that's the reason you spun out.
You know, I do actually like Mackie's livery. It just confuses me.
The Penrite is looking good on Mackey's cars.
I need to... Are you opening a pre-quali session thing? Goju?
Settings right now.
Yeah, these settings are straight off the settings sheet, so they should be right to copy.
Yep, I'm just gonna.
Oh, look at all these guys leaving now. Actually, that reminds me, where's my fucking iPad? Fucking now I've got to add a new name to the list.
I will fix all the names up either today or tomorrow, Goju.
Mm-hmm.
And I
No
will
problem.
get you... I'll see
Give
how
you
I go
some
with
link.
time, if I can do the track list. Someone
Yep.
sounds like they're going to sneeze. No, they've held it in.
Nah, it's probably Green Thing just taking a gasp of air, because he's in VR.
Why can you not increase the headlight brightness on this Supra?
You assign the toggle high beam.
No. The in the actual car, you know, you can buy the different bulbs.
Because it's a race car.
Oh, they all have the same bulbs, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, rightio.
Your only
Makes
option
sense.
is to get the tinted headlamps, which are yellow, or the clear headlamps.
Tinted headlamps. What do you think I am? Fucking 18.
Yes.
Can I put eyelids on my headlights?
I was going to say, can you put some white eyelids on them?
Oh, Guyver! Oh, shit!
That was hectic, right in front of me.
He went to take the dry line with the braking marker there, and bye-bye.
Jesus Christ, I only just clicked the button.
Oh, yeah, settle down.
I haven't had any dry running, man.
Yeah, there's no Wednesday channel at the moment. So if you can make one for me, whoever can do that, that'd be great.
Do you want it done now?
By the end of the night or something, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it tonight. And
Yeah,
then
all
I've
good.
just got to drag it and position it on the computer. It's a fucking stupid phone app. Doesn't allow you to reposition stuff.
1 sec.
What are you doing? Making the channel.
Goju's done it.
Get a drink, and while I'm getting a drink, I'll make the channel.
Oh, thank
Is
you.
that okay?
Was it called Wednesday Nights with Hector?
Wednesday
You-
night snowman racing.
Were you really excited when you saw Hector on there?
I thought that was great.
Yeah. Did you see Johnny Tran is on it as well?
I missed Johnny Tran, but did you get his brother Lance
No.
with the snakeskin pants?
No, mate. I did not.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. sorry, green thing, you wouldn't have seen the message in chat. Although you
know
would
what?
have heard me say, I'm gonna close this one.
You know what, Goju? Goju?
He's
If
gone to
he's
get a
there.
drink.
No, fair enough. You know what I thought that he should do for his late night series? He should just have people as the background wearing Versace clothes and have one person wearing that and the other person wearing like trackies and that sort of stuff. To
Oh,
represent Friday.
grave.
Climbed up too high on the curb when I hit the gas.
Bernie. Is that a weekend at Bernie's?
Oh no. No. Fuck.
It's only your out lap anyway, wasn't it?
No, it was a hot lap.
Aww.
No, you can go faster than that anyway.
Yeah, if I don't go off the track in the last sector, sure.
Considering I had a 37.4, 37.5.
Go deeper there.
Oh, Berkey.
I think Tuesday series with the Viper could be a good time for someone to enter a Friday. Big buff that car's at.
I really,
And the
really
and
wanted
the
to like
Aston.
the Viper.
The Aston and the Ferrari also had decent buffs.
M6 lost a bit on the high speed.
I think the Corvette got a little buff. If I remember correctly from what I saw.
38-1 with a penalty. I'm happy with that.
You happy with the penalty or the time?
Oh, well, I'll put his optimal in now with 37.2. Corvette didn't get touched. Right.
.650S will be pretty good now. I think it needed that bit of a buff.
Right.
But is that going to chew the rears any quicker though? Dude, I know how to drive the 650.
Friday, did you say that's there?
Oh, you got the channel there now?
Yep.
Alright, sweet. Thank you.
37 flat.
he's almost down to your optimal. Friday. He's got a 36.7.
Yeah, my optimal was a 36.5.
Watch out, Jakey. Go, Giffo's on a hot lap. Plus, I didn't want him getting more slip, so... That's not going to help the lap time. Nice.
Oh, Berkey.
Fuck! I just served a pen, now I've got another one.
That's not
There's a
ideal at
reason
all.
they call it the penball ring.
Oh, I was going to say, pen bull ring, fuck.
Hey, Auto, welcome in, mate. That's a little better. Hey, Matty Smacker, how you going, mate? How's your iRacing going?
Eight minutes till pre-quali, eh? And we got a full
Yep.
lobby already.
Yep.
Should be busy. It was nearly 2 full lobbies last week, eh?
Yeah, we were, I think, 3 spots off 2 full lobbies, I think.
Yeah.
Getting into the pit lane here is difficult, man.
Yeah.
Without, like, trying to not get drilled in the arse end.
Getting
You like
out of
getting
the pit
drilled in
lane
the arse end.
will be the problem.
You'd put lipstick on it if you thought it'd help. I reckon that's because you can make up a monstrous amount of time on the second last corner.
Just round the whole thing in.
Nice save, Friday.
Yeah, my tyres are kind of fucked. You can have the tow into this corner. Hey Dexy, how you going, man? What's the tyre strat? I think there's two options, mate. You've either got some balls and you go on the softs and you deal with a sketchy track, or the sensible idea would be to go the intermediates and try and make them last and keep them as cool as possible until you get that middle stint of rain. Yeah, Matty, that was a good enduro last night. I watched about an hour of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to start.
So-
Yeah.
So if you have a look in the calendar, you'll see that the actual settings for the race itself are actually there listed. So it'll actually go through that step. But qualifying itself, yeah, sorry. So if you have a look where it's got all the different R this and R that, yep. So R is rain, and the bigger the number,
The more the rain.
the worse the rain. Yeah.
Cloudy.
Cloudy, yeah, and S is sunny. So what you'll actually see is, that how hot the track is actually affects tyre wear and grip. So the sunny conditions will actually heat the track more and have an outcome. The conditions that are currently in the pre-race quali will be those conditions for both, and you'll actually see that it's a bit overcast and got a bit of humidity to it. That's because I believe that was in keeping with the race being a rainy race. But there will be no, there will be no rain in qualifying. Now that's in the pre-qualifying. Once we actually get to the race 1 and race 2 lobby, it will actually revert to the weather settings for the race. It won't be on that equal condition set anymore. Now, as much as it's R1 through to whatever, that's within range. So if you put rain 4 on, that Gran Turismo kind of picks a bit randomly within the scope of rain 4, if that makes sense. So rain 4's not always the same amount of rain. So whilst we'll put it in there as R1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, that doesn't mean that what lobby 1 gets for rainfall will be the same as what lobby 2 gets for rainfall. Nope. Yep.
It could be slightly on the drier side or slightly on the more wet side.
Yeah, the more you race with us, the more you'll...
Yeah.
We try and throw in some wet weather racing in every series, I think, now.
We do.
So, I know my Wednesday series, I do a lot of experimenting with different kind of weather patterns. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's why I was glad that Goju didn't reset his lobby on Tuesday for the race.
Yep.
Because I saw that there was, like, no rain whatsoever. I'm like, yes, dry race.
Maddie Smacker likes your livery, Giffo.
That's good, man. You might be able to find it in the showcase, but not exactly my one. G'day,
Hey,
MacGyver.
how are we?
Driver, how are we?
So we're in our...
Yeah, I noticed you came out of the pits and went for the dry line in my lobby earlier for the turn 2, turn 3, whatever you want to freaking call it.
So
And
the
just went
pits,
straight off.
the pit stop will cost you 17 seconds.
Righto, guys, we're on a 2-minute call. Sorry, MacGyver.
Yeah, I was spectating on, I think it was G Mackie that you were in front of and saw you just spear off the track. Oh, nice. Yeah, the new Logitech looks good though.
Bought one
Bye.
yesterday.
You got one yesterday.
Yep.
The new shifter,
Yep.
Sequential shifter, and you unscrew the top, flick a switch, and extend the bar, and it becomes a handbrake.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. No. Don't have
Guys,
money
we're
for
on
one
the-
of those yet.
We're under 1 minute before start. Let
I
you know.
thought it was 7:30.
Yeah, but I called at 7:32. I said it'd start, which you can see.
Ah,
Hey, Goju,
Yes.
you reckon with your the shifter that you bought, you reckon it can work with the 923?
I don't know. I've bought it, but hang on. 10-second, guys. You ready?
10,
Boom.
9.
Hey, Stiglet. Welcome in, buddy.
And I know I'm not
How's
ticked in.
Kiwi Land?
you're not ticked in.
Yeah, I know I'm not.
You
I was
are.
too
There's
busy
16
holding my own.
people ticked in.
I'm pretty sure
There's
I'm not.
16 people ticked in.
I'm not ticked in.
That's weird. Must be a 17 people lobby. Oh no,
Oh, no.
no, you're not ticked in. Come on, car.
It says
Good luck,
15
everyone.
players have entered. Even though it says 16.
Stay away from cover. Plenty of track, guys. Make sure you spread out.
Who are the first two cars up the front?
Grave appears to be the first one on track.
Followed by... I might have to hold off a bit. Wouldn't want to catch these guys.
Alright, good luck, guys. Have fun.
Yeah, our front runners are coming up to their first hot lap, so race comes only. Good luck.
Here, go around.
One-tenth in the top four cars.
behind your grave. Thank you.
God damn it. Man, that was a 36-1 and I got a pen on the last turn.
I think last
Man.
week we had less than a second in the top 15.
Yep.
That was
It's
the
gotta be
race
close.
one, wasn't it?
Sorry?
Was that in the race one?
I am so
Oh,
bummed.
it's race quality. Yeah.
The interesting thing
Oh, no.
is that it's that close, but when you consider how much difference rain makes in a race, it'll certainly break that up.
Man, I was on for a 36-1. I got a pen on the last fucking corner. I can't believe it.
Oh, well, Romeo, can you just write down 36-1 for Giffo?
Yep, done.
Actually,
Like-
the optimal's a 35-9. Sorry, lads.
35
Yeah, write
9.
that down.
Okay.
Yep,
Got it.
no worries. Yep. I dreamt the other day I got a 32. Can you write that down?
My outlap was a 27, so I'm going to put that down. Sup, Auto? You want to put in your quali time? See, Auto's at least got a 119. Put that down instead of what you got. Everyone's gone under except for Green Thing. Or do I make Auto's time to the point where it's just in for race 2?
Yeah, great. Okay, guys. So just give me a second to... Romeo, have you got those
I'm
results?
saving those right now.
Yep. Hey, guys. If you guys want to file out, yep, you're clear to jump out. I will...
End the session, Goji.
Yep, I'm just waiting for... Friday, you there?
Yes, I am.
Yep. Do you want to just let people know in your stream?
Yep. No worries. All right. So everyone from Q1, it is time to jump out. Q2, jump on in. If you haven't qualified yet, just come join the lobby. We do have a dry qualifying session. It's going to be a wet race, so there'll be a wet qualifying for the grid, but these Q sessions are dry, equal conditions for everyone. So if you haven't qualified yet and you'd like to, jump on in. Let us know in chat or in the Discord as well if you want to put yourself down for race 2.
Right, I think most of the guys that are coming in here have done some practice. Look, we are 9:47. We'll pick over 48 in a minute. I'll be looking at starting around 7:50.
Perfect. So about 2.5, 3 minutes from now, we'll kick the second Q session off. If you do miss out, we can always slot you into race 2 after race 1 is done.
Is it rolling start this series, Goju?
This race won't be rolling start, no.
Okay.
Really?
And,
Can't we
it's,
have the rolling start with the wet start?
It's...
Look, I can take that under advice and we can change that. I mean, I'm not...
I think
it is, sorry, it is sorry, it is actually rolling start this round. I apologise.
Does it change from round to round?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Based on risk.
Fuck it, just grid start it.
Is the refuel rate 7 or times 3?
7.
7.
Okay, cool.
We dump it in as fast as we can.
Yeah, I'm having a look at the moment auto, and it's not great, but it's not horrible. There's a couple of moments where it's bad, but for the most part, you can see where you are.
Grovel in chat.
He's not in my stream chat.
He did jump into the lobby, didn't he?
Did someone add Grovel into this chat? Into this?
Yeah. Look, he definitely
Sunday
raced last
things?
week. He's supposed to be racing, but
He put a
yeah.
thing in the Discord saying the room was full.
Oh, he's in the
sure
room
I saw
now.
yeah, I'm sure he jumped in.
Yeah, jump on in, Grovel.
I did put a message in Discord for the second lobby.
Guys, we're under 1 minute. No worries.
CO1.
Yep. Yeah, so it'll
one.
just continue with the same. It'll just continue with CO1. But for some reason, and I don't know what it is, sometimes you bring it up and it's one way, and other times you bring it up. I'm just waiting on final drives to tick in.
Ricky Bobby, just need you to tick in, buddy.
Yep.
Let's start doing these times.
Righto, guys, this is the 10-second warning. If you haven't ticked in, you're going in race 2.
He'll be race 2 anyway. So.
Yep. Okay. 10 seconds, guys.
How many people you got in there, Goju?
14.
Nice.
Nah, you'll go good.
And not currently in the...
Yep, just a reminder to everyone in the chat, this is people in here that are in this qualifying session. They're about halfway on their outlap, so we'll keep this race comms only. Good luck, everyone.
Just whoever's got the stream on, just give it a couple of taps down on the volume.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Don't know what's wrong with the car.
Wow.
Don't know what's wrong with the car.
Did you set your brake balance?
It's pretty scary to set your best lap with a half-second penalty, so I just couldn't get that together. Anyway, well done, Mackie. Great job.
Cheers. Just screwing up the last sector. Finally got it together. It was like lap 5 or 6 or something, whatever it was there.
Yeah.
The only time I don't have at the moment is skidless, but I'm pretty sure that won't matter with the stand-ins for the race one. Oh, Mackie slotted into P2 with that quali time.
Well done.
And it was a good time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, 36.865, you had a 36.721. Just...
Okay. Ramy, you've got those results?
Yeah, just grabbed them now.
Sweet.
And I'll just double check that everything's right.
Alright, everyone, make sure you've got your wet tyres tonight. There is rain forecast, quite a bit of it towards the middle of the race especially. Check your oil if you need to change it. Wash your car. Make it look as shiny as possible. We'll announce the lobby placements for race 1 and race 2. I know Warren has put his name down for race 2. So if there's anyone else out there that missed out on the qualifying that would like to race in race 2, let us know. I have a guy in my chat that could potentially be racing later.
Warren Danetti.
Yeah, Warren Danetti.
Durandell.
Durandale.
Alrighty. We ready for this?
I don't know.
I know Auto's not gonna be.
is Auto in race 1.
So we have P1 goes to Friday. Then we've got G Mackie, Gravedigger, MacGyver, Berkey, Water Arrow, Giffo, Raider Duck, Scozzy, IMAT, Romeo, Auto, Grovel, Green Thing, and we're leaving one space still, yes?
We are.
So the last place goes to Bill.
Do you want to reread them out, but a little bit slower? I was trying to type them.
Okay, so Friday,
Yep.
G Mackie,
Yep.
Brave,
Yep.
MacGyver,
Yep.
Berkey,
Yep.
Water Arrow,
Yep.
Giffordson,
Yep.
Raider Duck,
Yep.
Scozzy,
Yep.
IMAT,
Yep.
Romeo,
Yep.
Auto,
Yep.
Grovel,
Yep.
Green Thing,
Yep.
and Bill.
Sweet. Thank you. GMR Brent would like a place in race 2. Who's that?
Dude, you get
No.
more. Even if you finish last in
No.
race 1, you're still getting more points than first in race 2.
You'll be right, mate. All good.
Best way to learn.
Just make sure you watch the radar and don't get caught out.
How many people did we have end up in race 2?
Oh, let me just check that. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are you opening a new lobby Friday?
Am I hosting?
No,
Yeah.
it's open and ready to go.
Oh, is it?
Okay.
We
Yeah,
got
I know it
9
still
in
says
race
pre-race,
2.
but it's race 1.
Ah, okay.
Yep. Okay.
So I can join in now.
Yep, you should.
Alright.
And I think you got Mill
Crash.
Racer in race 2 as well, don't you?
Crash King Courtney.
Yes. So how many did we have for race 2? Because I've already got 4 other names down that did not quali.
So, race 2 will be Harley.
Yeah, but how many total drivers?
How many total?
9.
9, and then I've got 4 here, so that'll be 13.
We're good.
Okay.
Do we know who Crash King Courtney is? Wait, hang on. That's Scozzy, isn't it? Oh, well, he's not joining the party. He's not in the race.
Alright. Does everyone know what lobby they're meant to be in?
Currently have
This one's not simultaneous lobbies, is it, Goju?
no. So I believe we're waiting on one more driver. That's it.
Yeah, it was probably
Yeah,
me.
I have
Because I
everyone
was
that's
just
supposed
running
to.
through the timesheet.
Yep.
Let's see.
So once all these guys are ticked in, we're good to go, eh?
Pretty much.
We just need to top these A+.
What's the share screen for?
If anyone wants to use it.
Oh. To see what's going on in the race.
Yeah,
Oh, because you're spectating the race, aren't you, Goju?
correct.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yes, Goju unfortunately.
Got lots of pens.
So you're still waiting on one guy, aren't you?
No, we got 15, and given that I'm not ticked in, yeah,
No,
No, you're
Auto-
waiting on one guy.
we're missing one still.
Because you should have a
Auto-
full lobby.
Although I'm having a little bit of, but overall not too bad. Nah, it's. Oh, I would say it's not as bad as autos.
Can we
Righto,
please...
so it's better than normal.
Bill is actually pretty smooth for me.
Can we get a please check on who is missing? Because there is one
Yeah,
person
I'm just doing
missing.
that now.
I will. Let me know if you need me to call out who's in here Friday.
I believe it's probably going to be... I think
Whoever's
they're
joining now.
It could be them. Raider Duck.
Raider Duck.
Raider.
Yep.
Yep. He was probably busy slapping the missus on the ass.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you guys till, given the fact that you might want to explore the track conditions a little
Go
bit.
straight away when the duck ticks in, man.
Okay. Right, guys. 10-second warning. Good luck.
10, 9.
All got our tyres.
Come on, the conditions aren't that bad to have that bad of a grid.
Oh, Hobbsy with the gift sub to Bowser. Thanks, mate. There you go, Bowser. No more ads for you.
Hobbsy just redeeming his quality.
Gee, she's a wet one in the quality, fellas.
Well, at least we know this is how the race will start.
A couple of people on the soft still. Interesting. Yes.
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
exactly the same weather pattern for the first 10 minutes of the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So whatever if you feel like you can drive on softs in these conditions, you could start on softs. Otherwise, you follow this as a guide.
And just to give you a guide of how the weather will go for the race, is it will start like this, it will slowly dry out, and then it will get really wet really quick, and then it will slowly dry out again. So, just so you know, there is more rain coming mid-race. Alright, good luck all. Bowser, there is a Race 2 chat channel. I suggest opening that for the Race 2 chat.
Cheers, Bergie.
Did you just fart, Giffo?
That was not me.
Mill Racer, can you mute up, please?
I figured you'd probably come in this lap for put some dries on Grovel.
You should be able to get in and out.
Sorry, Bill, but I'm on the slick tyre, man.
Unlucky Friday.
Shit happens, mate. Yeah, I was on for a 38 flat that
Well
lap.
done, Arrow.
Yeah, good drive.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes
First
of it
10
will be
minutes will be.
exactly the same.
Mr. Bowser, if you check... Oh, yeah, Stiggy should have added most of the people to it anyway.
Mr.
Race
Bowser's
2
already
chat.
added to the group, so he should be able to see the chat.
Yeah. Mr.
Well
Bowser
done,
does
Aaron.
have a practice room up for anyone that is looking for some wet weather practice before race 2 kicks off, but...
Well done. We are 24 minutes past. It is a wet race. I'm going to give you a chance to stand up, walk around, get a drink, whatever. We're partway through the 24th minute. I'll give you 2 minutes after the end of that, which puts us through to 27. So it will be an 8:27 start. Good luck.
I made a bad mistake there too.
Friday,
Second last
you in here?
Yes?
Are you going to jump out to a stream chat?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I will stay in the race lobby
Yep.
until we've completed the first part of the first lap.
Yep.
Drivers, I will be the only one to call a red flag. So I will be in spectate view, so I'll be able to see pretty much everything that's going on. So, yeah, once we navigate the first corner, if we haven't got any incidents, I'll call the race clear to go. And then I will jump out and jump into the comm stream with Friday.
Alright, in saying that, good luck everyone. Have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Alrighty, so here we are. We've got Goju will be joining us momentarily after the first lap. He needs to call out any red flags in the race chat. Doing something new now. We implemented it with Stiggy last week, where we have a separate broadcast chat to the race comms. We're trialling that out with some events to see how it goes, but here's the starting grid for the race. You've got Arrow, Giffo, Berkey, Mackie, Scozzy, your top 5, then Auto in 6th, Raider Duck 7th, Grovel in 8th, Gravy, myself round out your top 10, then MacGyver, Bill, Matt, Greenthing, and Romeo down the back of the grid. It's going to be interesting with a couple of different strategies here tonight. We do have a wet start. It does dry out pretty quick, especially with all those cars on track, so there's a bit of a potential there for some strategy masterclass. We are just about to start, and we've got Giffo in here with us as well. How are you, Giffo?
I have jumped in here to quench my sphincter in this first 3 laps.
I take it you are going out on the softs. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not that ballsy, no. I'm on the intermediates, but I will be trying something different today.
Yep.
Maybe 2 or more stops.
Well, sometimes when you experiment with things, it works out. I remember there was that Daytona race a long time ago, the PLE days. You did a whole extra pit stop on everyone, but you were right there at the end too, so it does pay off to do something different. Good luck, everyone.
Good luck, all.
We have people off already. Gravy's gone around, Duck's gone around, Auto's gone wide, Scozzy's gone wide. Doesn't look like it was an incident. It looks like everyone just kind of outbroke themselves.
People on it. Oh, we've just had Arrow spear the back of Berkey's and G-Mac. All the
Could be a
dry
potential
runners.
flag here.
No, they've all gone off by themselves. They're all on softs.
To see if anyone jumps out. Everyone's still staying in. Goju's our man on race control. He'll be looking at that.
Looks like everyone's gone off of their own doing. Assuming you started on the intermediates, Friday?
No, I've started on the softs.
Interesting.
I'm up in 7th. That is a bit sketchy, but with how quick quali dried out, I think I can save some time. Oh, she was wet, she was wild, and that was lap 1.
Goju's in the house.
Hey. Look,
Yep.
a little bit of contact here and there, but there are only 1s and 2s. Nothing that would make me red flag the race.
Most people look like they come off at turn 2 due to being on the soft tyre.
Yeah, it does look like that. It doesn't look. I think we'll get something back from perhaps Gravedigger and Raider. But I didn't see
got
it
drilled
as.
by Ward Arrow.
Yeah. Look, I didn't see them as red flag type incidents. I just saw them as incidents. Whilst not great, the wet race.
Yeah, there's been some losers on that first lap. Stiggy has pointed out on stream that GMR Bill is up to 3rd. He's probably been the biggest winner out of that wet start tonight.
I think the guys that are currently out the front are the guys that have started on inters. Most of the guys that lost out did appear to be the guys that were starting on softs. And they seem to be the ones that have fallen back quite rapidly. In actual fact, that's pretty much exclusively true. Will be interesting to see how the race settles into about the 3rd and 4th lap. I think the intermediates will hold a definite advantage until that point. Then I think they'll start to fade off on the main line. You guys will need to start chasing the wet patch, which I'm sure you're used to, Kifo. Giffo and Berkey set themselves up here at the moment with a bit of time. Given the conditions, I think they'll be enjoying that. Well clear of third place. Berkey's got 5.5 second gap to third, and then we see Bill only having less than a second to fourth place. So front two looking comfortable.
Stiglet's asking who is the first of the soft runners.
Well, look, I believe the first of the soft runners has just asked the question himself.
Oh,
that
okay.
would be you, Friday.
There we go, Stiggy. Berkey's already coming in. I will say the track is coming to the car now.
I don't know if the intermediates dry the track faster, but this line has certainly formed quite quickly on the track.
See, where is Berkey gonna pop out?
Coming out just ahead of Grave. They're down in 11th.
The advantage about starting on the soft tyre is that the softs don't really wear when it's moist. It's like 3 laps, isn't it? As long as you can keep it on track.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. Where did Berkey Oz come out?
Berkey came out in 11th, mate.
He's in what position, sorry?
11th?
11th, okay.
Yep.
How far off the lead are you, Friday?
18 seconds and gaining. I'm gaining at a rate of tenths. Yeah, I was going to say, if you're going to pit now.
I know it's about 18, 19 seconds loss for a set with tyres. We'll see where we come out.
I reckon you'll come out closer to G Mackie, I think.
You've just passed me now. I didn't want to go in on lap 3 because trying to drive out the pits on lap 3, the car's like 50 kilometres an hour slower.
It's still going to be quite slow, but you're right, the longer you leave it, it'll get a little bit faster.
I'm near Scotty G Mackie, yeah, okay, 7.8 seconds. To you.
I'm just starting to catch up to Matt in second, and he's taken a half-second penalty. It's pretty unfortunate there for him.
Gemma Bill currently holding just under a 3-second buffer to second place. IMAT has picked himself up a half-second penalty. We'll extend that buffer back out. Friday down in third, gaining quickly. Change to the softs, obviously working for him.
Oh,
IMAT takes a detour.
That's potential pit lane pen there for him.
Yeah.
And I can see Bill in first, searching for that water now.
Gozzy pushing hard with Giffo in his tail. So we're on for a move from Giffo here.
Do you like that corner entry?
Beautiful. Beautiful. I expect it probably nearly ripped the controller out of your hands, didn't it? False feedback.
Across turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, it's because he broke really early there, but I think because he was on the wet line, he freaked out.
I think G Mackey's just sitting behind you, pair, licking his lips, going, "You guys fight." I think sitting there, he's got Raider Duck. Best part of a second behind him, but I think
Yeah, that could be right. Stiggy's wondering if Bill's attempting to not stop at all when the next wave of rain comes through.
yeah, look, my gut feel is that based on his current tyre wear, I believe that will be a stretch. I could be wrong.
Oh, fuck. That was hairy.
You look now, lap times that, look, Bill's very consistent in his lap times, but he's pulling predominantly low 42-second times. He's now chasing the wet parts of the track to keep those tyres cool, and they are going off. We would reasonably expect Friday to make short work of the pass here.
How is everyone looking at their fuel and their tyres and such? Are we seeing any massive saves or differences?
Going through the first half dozen cars, I've got to be honest, fuel use is very near identical. And actually even heading down the field, it's not until you start to get down to 12th place that I'm actually seeing someone that's used any real difference in fuel. As far as tyres go, that's a very different story. Fields at a fairly different range. Look, a lot of the guys that started softs are starting to approach that 12 to 15% worn mark. Those that have hung on to inters for a long time are definitely struggling a bit more than that. Probably our hardest user on softs at the moment is probably actually Scozzy, who's probably burned through probably 10% more than some of the other guys on softs. So you do think with that heavy stint of rain to come, he's probably on, depending on his strategy, for a change there, as he just really grabs hold of a curb on exit and is lucky to hold it.
We just had a few spins on.
Yeah, Grave not so lucky. He's just looped it.
Bummer.
Starting to see a little bit of weather on the radar now. It's not that big ball of rain we're expecting, but it's a bit of a warning sign.
Interestingly enough, if the that slide cost you approximately the same as the trip into the pit cost you.
It cost me 11 seconds. Just that
Yeah,
speed.
yeah, that's rough.
Sure is.
Battle between Raider Duck and Berkey at the moment. Quite close to each other, both on softs. Berkey on slightly better fuel, but apart from that, no real difference in the two cars.
Got a yellow in the final sector at the moment.
Yeah, GMO Bill has just slid and taken that
Ooh,
last
Scuzzy
sector
off.
wide. G Mackey is past him.
Scuzzy had a big off. Second last two.
And he's picked himself up half second as well. Graves taking a detour as well. Not been Graves' night so far. He's had a few exits from track, unfortunately.
So I just have the weather radar up, and we're starting to see that wall of rain approach us from the northeast section of the radar. Expect potentially 2 to 3 laps before we get hit with that. More like 2 laps.
Doesn't look real pleasant at all. Good etiquette shown there by IMAT. Letting Friday past as soon as he approached.
Starting to see a few raindrops falling now. We do know it's expected to get quite heavy. So it's definitely a spanner in the works, isn't it?
And look, at the moment, Friday, you're quite clear of G Mackey with a almost 12 second gap. G Mackey only has about a second and a bit back to Raider Duck. And Raider Duck has almost no gap to Berkey. Call it a car length. With our first 4 drivers all heading into the pits. And this is where Bill gets his chance. Having stayed out on the answers.
We do know Bill is a man of great strategy. He can pull a lot of life out of tyres. We all sit there and scratch our heads at how he can do that sometimes. Be interesting to see if he can pull this off.
Certainly is suffering a little bit at the moment. His intermediates aren't without wear. He does seem to be struggling for some grip at the moment. Looks like cars have actually passed the second line on the water indicator, so we are into that full wet zone. As unfortunately Bill does actually go around.
We can scratch Aussie's name out of race 2. He's having some PS5 issues, and he's just going to call it a night.
It's unfortunate. Mackey's moved back up into the third spot. Quite the dark horse in this race, G Mackey. He just calmly seems to be there. Good consistent times over the laps.
Yeah, for a little while now we've noticed G Mackey really switching it on with consistent times, some good pace.
Consistent laps, like when you look, the laps, they're just textbook tight laps. Braking's in the same spot each lap. Turn-in points are in the same spot each lap. There's just a real consistency. The way he's driving, not taking big risks. Focusing more on a consistent lap each time, and it's definitely working. Raider Duck's another one that's had a big surge in speed lately. Managed to hold Berkey off for a number of laps here, and it hasn't been easy because Berkey pretty clearly wants it.
Looks like Scozzy may be the first one to blink and potentially try the soft tyre out.
Only just passing, coming up to we'll come up to the 24-minute mark as he completes his first lap. Big ask of the soft, they'll stay a lot cooler because of the wet track, but be interested to see if this is Gozzi's final pitch for the race.
How many laps do you reckon in total this is going to be?
We just turned over 24 minutes. 16 minutes left.
Averaging a 1 minute 40 lap time.
Yeah.
19 or 20.
Oh, Bills, this pack between 2nd to 6th, man.
If I'm thinking 9 to 10 laps remain.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yep. We said 16 minutes. 16 times 60. 960 seconds. You're about 100 seconds a lap if you're a minute 40. That's
Yeah.
9.6 laps. Because he just finishing his out lap, it'll be interesting to see what time he sets on these softs for this lap. Fresh tyres, only just over half a tank of fuel, and a drying line, so certainly reeling in GMR Bill very quickly. Has already pulled 4 or 5 tenths on him just in the first sector alone.
Still very wet offline. I should have put more fuel in at the last stop. I would have made a run from home from here.
How many laps of fuel you got, Giffer?
6, not enough.
Nope.
Probably need 8, I reckon now.
I just did a Friday.
Unfortunate.
Cost you a lot of time.
Tell you what, Grave
About
has
13
certainly moved
seconds.
up through the field. Must have had a cracking stint on these inters.
How many laps to go? 7 maybe? Yeah, I reckon 7.
Yep. I think that'd be safe.
By the time I get out of the pits, it'll be 11 minutes to go. Yeah, so let's go with that. Let's put a little bit extra in. Let's be safe. G-Mackie can come out in front of me.
How's MacGyver going up the front there?
Yeah, look,
Haven't heard much from him all race.
fuel-wise, I reckon he's got it. He'll get there. On the intermediates, and they're crossing that first third. I don't know if they're going to get to the end, or at least I don't know if he's going to be able to hold a reasonable time till the end on them. certainly aware of that fact and chasing the water as he goes around the circuit. Theme. Running to the apex, running for some cooling and then coming back.
Fuck, that's hard to pass, man.
Oh, big move, Kippo.
You had to go for it, yeah. On the
Yeah,
wet
big
line.
move. Nice work. Looks like Scuzzy's going to swallow him up as well. Yeah. Oh, and Berkey's just run wide, unfortunately. They're taking big bites into that gap Friday. Keep on it.
I'm a little bit cautious about my fuel.
Got ready to duck.
Him and Scuzzy drag racing for the corner. Scuzzy gets a great exit out of there.
Rave wants the water. I'll take CG Mackie. Couldn't pass Grave under yellow, holy shit.
Absolutely bottled that. Sorry guys, I caused that yellow.
That's alright.
I'm not sure that Grave can get to the end of the race. Oh, Giffo.
Did you see what happened in all that?
I saw you kick sideways.
I hit the bit of water and then I don't know if I got Friday in the back, but I think I just missed him.
Yep. I don't know Raider Duck's going to have the fuel. believe Gray will have to hit this lap.
Still pretty sketchy offline.
Yeah. Big time difference, Bob. MacGyver's intermediate starting to hurt him.
If I didn't come off at the first turn there, that would have been fucking a lot better.
Gee, Mackie starting to hunt down on Black Friday. Certainly pulling in on Black Friday here. This could be interesting. There's a little bit more tyre than Friday. A little bit more fuel than Friday. Not much.
Yeah, I'm in fuel map 2 at the moment.
Yeah, Scozzy sits in behind. Scozzy was closing that gap in, but unfortunately he has picked up a penalty. A half second he's got, I'd say he's going to allow Giffo and Raider
That was a big
to
move.
pick him up. Yeah. So we're about to see G Mackie put a move on Black Friday here. First corner will be interesting from these two. Friday, hold the line. Makes G Mackie turn late.
2 to go.
Great defence here by Friday. Clean, both drivers leaving
Look out,
plenty of room.
Scotty.
Friday clearly suffering in the straights. Assume that's got to do with fuel. Oh, small tap by G Mackie. Held and let him get his gap back. Great etiquette.
There was nothing in that anyway.
Yeah, but great. Good to see. Very deliberate effort, but oh, you can smell a win here, G Mackie. Very wide. As he moves into first place. Here we go.
Fucking half second.
G Mackie just pops his fuel light on just as what we enter what looks like the final lap of the race. A little bit more fuel than Friday, a little bit more tyre. Friday's going to try and make up for that with bravery. MacGyver has Raider Duck closing in on him. Big difference in tyres. MacGyver on some really unwell inters. Raider Duck on some pretty good softs.
I've just ruined Scuzzy's race.
Talk about that later, no doubt, in the video. We have we're 2 turns away from G Mackie. One turn away now. I think G Mackie on for the flag here. Unbelievable. Well done. Excellent work. Followed by Friday. And Berkey in third. I assume something's happened to Raider Duck because Scozzy and MacGyver come in at fourth and
He
fifth
come off
respectively.
on the second last turn.
Yep. Amazing drive. Well done. Look, I haven't been around for long enough to know if that's G Mackie's first podium in race 1.
Well, it's his first win.
Yeah, look, sorry, first win in race 1, I couldn't say. But look, that's been something that's coming. His last few races, this is something that was clearly going to happen sooner or later, wasn't it? He certainly picked that up in the last
Definitely hit a new level of racecraft and consistency and everything.
Definitely.
It was a great win from him. I'm happy to take second, especially after losing it a couple of times and being that close. I'm really happy with Berkey. Takes out position 3. So good race from him.
And Berkey was probably only, to be honest, Berkey was much like a few people there. Berkey, Scozzy, Giffo certainly only needed a little bit of luck to go their way for a different result there. Yeah, that's a great win by G Mackie. Started from 4th position, I believe. I'll just save that lobby. Just save the replay.
That was a good race. Well done, everyone. A little bit sketchy lap 1, but that was expected with it being quite wet and a few runners on the soft tyre. It looked like it was a pretty even split between the guys that wanted to start on the intermediate and the guys that tried to start on the softs.
And look, as I think you were the first runner off the grid to actually start on the softs, brother.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I do like trying the soft tyre in the moist conditions. But that's it. That's race 1 done. If there's anyone that's got any incidents, screenshot or get a video clip of them, send them through, or let us know the lap number and turn number. We'll send them through to the stewards. Yeah, timestamp.
Timestamp. We love the timestamp.
Yeah. So get them through if you do have any. It looked like it was a fairly clean race from most people, and considering how wet it was pretty good. Now, so everyone that did do race 1, feel free to jump out now. We have race 2, which will be starting very shortly. So if you did qualify for race 2, or you're one of the few names that got your name down to compete in race 2, jump on in. Senna won't be in for race 2, and Aussie won't be in for race 2.
I'm actually going to close this lobby and start it again.
Oh, there you go. You get a fresh lobby. The most Friday podium ever, Maddie says. You are coming into race with us now, Warren.
Very great to get G Mackie in here for a couple of comments, you know.
How close that race was. Like,
yeah.
I could have won it if I didn't fuck up motorable things, but how's me, lap 19, me and G Mackie both went off in the same spot, but he just got back on before me.
Tell you what, there are a couple of fairly interesting looking drifts toward that first corner you did, Giffo. One in particular I looked at went, fuck me, dude.
Lap 20 was bad.
Yep. Here he is, the winner. Hey?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That's crazy.
Well done, man. Is that your first race 1 win, mate?
I think so, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was going to say, look, I I haven't been around long enough to know if that was your first, but well done.
I snagged a couple of
Great
race
drive.
2s, but yeah, race 1, that's nuts. That was, yeah.
Well
Dude,
done,
fantastic
G-Mackie.
drive, but
Cheers.
and look, we're all saying in Friday stream, look how much in the last, I don't know, month or two, your driving just seems to have just stepped up that level.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've had that time away, and then I've come back and I don't know what's going on. But yeah.
I think it's been since that last
doesn't matter
update
what
we
it is.
had. Since about then, he's been that last physics update.
Don't you dare blame his skill improvement on an update. That's disgraceful. Race 2 lobby is up, guys.
But yeah, there's 2 different strats. So you must have been on the Inters there Friday at the end, were you? Like,
No, I started on the softs. So I went over to the Inters for probably about 5 laps during the downpour, and then the lap after Scozzy came in for the softs, so I came in and took the softs at the end. Look, I just looped myself a couple of times.
Yeah. I
those
just
last
thought you
few
were
moments.
pulling your tyres. That's why I was like, oh, you must be in the Inters. But yeah, no.
No, you can do it on the softs. If you do get that Sim Hub app, you notice you can make a visible difference on your tyre temps.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I had a couple. I think it was lap 1. I think it was me, Arrow. We went like straight off it. I think it was like that second, like turn 2 / whatever it was. Like a few of us, I think, went straight off pretty much. But yeah, so it was
straight line through there. More so than it coming together, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just wet, too wet. Like we all just outbreak ourselves pretty much. But yeah.
Friday, I don't seem to have anyone that wants to join my race 2 lobby.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm joining now. Race 2 guys, Goju's got the new lobby open, so if you're sitting and waiting, come jump on in.
Alright, I'm going to jump out. I'll watch the race on stream.
No worries. Congratulations again, G-Mackie. That was well deserved.
Cheers, thank you.
Probably going to get in a bit of shit for that one, Goju. I've just sent the picture through the chat.
Right. Oh yeah, probably deserve it too. That was on Scozzy, was it?
Yeah. I hit the fucking... I tried to make a pass on Raider Duck, but then I went onto the wet line and then just went straight ahead. I was like, oh no.
Still don't have anyone joining my race 2 lobby.
Timed me out, and Warren said it wouldn't let him join his resetting.
I'll just quit out and I'll give my PlayStation a little bit of a flip over because no one's joined. So
yeah,
give me a sec.
All right, no worries. Race 2 just delayed a few moments with some lobby issues, so Goju will sort that out. We'll let you know when that's up.
We'll be back in a sec.
So what do you think, Giffo? That was your first Sunday session, wasn't it?
It was pretty good, but I took Scuzzy out twice, man.
Yeah, right.
I hit him there, and then the lap after, I hit the fucking ripple strip when I was braking, and then spun me into his rear quarter.
Yeah, those curbs and ripple strips are a bit very dangerous, we'll say, when they're wet, aren't they?
Sure are, man. So I'm expecting to get quite a penalty.
Oh well, you know the drill as part of the admin team. What the stewarding process is and everything.
It is what it is, mate.
That's it, and everyone. It's nothing against anyone in chat or anything. If you do get a penalty, don't really see it as a punishment. See it as more of a learning opportunity. We're not here to put a downer on anyone's race. We're here to just make it fair for everyone. So we have Goju returning to us now.
Just had my monthly PlayStation reboot.
Yeah, what was it, a week or so ago? You were in a a group chat with yourself for almost 60 hours.
I had a lot of interesting things to say. Steve's thoughts on race 1. Did you enjoy it?
Sorry?
What was Steve's thoughts on
Sticky
race 1?
left a little while ago and
He
said
left?
he might be back to watch race 2. Yeah, he said I've got to go choke the chicken, might be back to watch race 2, enjoy the racing, guys. So, and that was, yeah, that was as the track started really drying and Bill stayed out on the intermediates, because that was the question he asked before then. So we might see him pop back in chat soon.
I will be heading off, Goju, and we'll try and get some shit sorted out tomorrow and reveal the rest of that stuff.
Well, we look like we'll be on for a big reveal tonight, don't we?
It does look like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
just waiting for our... See you, mate.
See you, mate.
See you, Gif.
That lobby is back up now. It's already got some people piling in, so...
It's allowed me to join straight away, so you hear that, guys. The race 2 lobby is up. It is working this time. So come jump on in. You'll be met with a little bit of moisture and some rain. But if you've stuck around and watched the race 1 race, it'll go very similar. You'll have a moist start. It'll gradually dry out. Then we'll get a little bit of heavy rain come through in the middle, just enough to make the track wet again. And we did see 1 or 2 people stay out on the intermediates at the end, didn't we?
Interesting to see Mr. Donetti has just crashed the party.
So we've got JD in here, Hobbs, Donetti, Bernie, Crash. Got a few others who haven't ticked in yet as the lobby starts filling. Now we do have Senna and Aussie not joining us for the race tonight. And we did have Mill Racer and GMR Brent both express their interest into race 2. I don't see a Mill Racer in the lobby, but we do see the Brent there.
I have just had a friend request from Bobby Mahone that I assume is trying to join the lobby. So I've just accepted that.
Could potentially be trying to join the lobby. It'll be a couple of moments, guys. Once we can get everyone in the lobby, make sure you've got wet tyres. Like, make sure you've got wet tyres. Because if you start quali without the wet tyres, you can't buy the wet tyres in between quali and the race. So double check, grab them now. I recommend the intermediates over the wets, but it's personal preference for you guys.
On the banana call.
Yeah, got on track earlier today for some GTC practice with Banana, Matt and Gravy, and Banana was a little bit worse for wear.
Really?
Not feeling the greatest today.
A self-inflicted issue? Or?
Yeah, I think it's a self-inflicted issue. He started getting a bit better with some paracetamol towards the end of our stints, but he's very eager to come up with a really good strategy for that race.
Look, we are 9:22 at the moment, Friday. I'm going to kick this at 9:24.
No worries. So we have a 2-minute call for the race start. If there's anyone else that is still coming to this race, let us know in chat, whether that's Discord or on stream here. If you miss out on the qualifier, but you still get into the lobby before we start the race, we can slot you in from the back. It looks like we've got maybe 3 spots in the lobby available.
Friday, given the wet conditions and the fact that qualifying will actually display how the race is going to start. A lot of people will be basing their strategy for race start. But when typically I would actually set the grid, given the fact that that will actually break the weather pattern, I won't actually do that tonight. I think most guys would actually understand with that.
Yep.
I want to disadvantage the guys that are actually in the lobby with that.
No,
so.
That's understandable. And as you mentioned that I have gone on track and I am looking, I don't see the weather radar, but I am looking at the moisture meter, and it's kind of tiptoeing in between the intermediate and the wet range, so we will have a wetter start for this race than the last race. So which means that in that initial first few moments we might have more rain cycle through. You might see nobody start on the softs if it's this wet to start the race. It is definitely much, much wetter.
Yeah, look, it certainly seems it, doesn't it? Be interesting to see how much that affects the track temperature as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We're on the 10-second warning, Friday.
No worries, we are kicking this now. No one's let us know that they're coming, so the race is starting. We'll have a 10-minute qualifier, followed by a 40-minute race. We've got softs, mediums, intermediates and wets available. We didn't see anyone use the medium tyre in race 1. And we'll have these boys jumping out on track soon. We're going to take a few moments, catch our breath so we can do all the comms for race 2 while these guys do their outlaps. Good luck, gentlemen.
Not a whole lot of grip there so far, Friday, I've got to say.
No, it does look very, very wet out there. Looks like more rain is coming through at the moment. Lobby 1 we had almost no rain at the start. It cleared up pretty much straight away. So a definite difference. And Warren, Mr. Donetti, he will lead us around the first person to set a hot lap.
Yeah, look, this is definitely, even on inters, there's a lot of tiptoeing at the moment. You're still feeling different sections of the track where there's obvious water pooling and things like that. Steering goes light.
Yeah, I don't have access to the weather radar, but I have seen that moisture meter is tiptoeing into the wet section. So it's definitely very different start to qualifying, and it will be a different start to the race than what we saw in race 1. Even Matt is tiptoeing around on those intermediates.
Yeah, look, I've got to say the inters are really barely enough. There's not that predictable transition that they sometimes have. The loss of grip's quite immediate. there is a slight sheen starting to build on the track where you can see some has been pumped away, but overall. Come on, mate.
As we see, Bowser's just gone off track there.
Doing a bit of the Oz wall ride by the look of it to get back on too.
Yeah, we're just watching a replay. He just picks up a little bit too much throttle, corrects the car. Doesn't quite ride the wall, but definitely runs right next to the guard there.
Certainly as it's end lap 2. Look, my memory is that the end of lap 3 is when people started either looking towards going to the softs or seemed to be the transition where some of the soft tyre drivers started actually getting an advantage. It certainly doesn't feel like that's happening yet. There's still heavy weather as I go through the first corner.
Just had Bernie have a massive off. He's picked up engine damage, full engine damage by the way. Just on board, and he's just picked up a big bunch of oversteer going into the corner, and it shoots him to the inside barrier. Just before that double right-hander at the end of the track. He's picked up a whole bunch of damage. He is on the wet tyre though. He came in, he pit lap 1, took that wet tyre. So far we have GMR Brent with a 1 minute 50.808 as our benchmark lap here in qualifying. Most of the guys are on their second flying lap. It looks like the track's starting to dry a little bit, at least getting a dry line there. Has the rain stopped falling, Goju?
It has stopped falling. I'm not getting anything hit the windscreen. Cars in front of me are still generating a lot of rooster off the back of them, where cars on there still becoming visible. You certainly can't really touch a curb on the outside. The inside's not too bad. You pick it up with the front corner. I don't think you'd want to pick it up with the rear corner. Certainly going to be conservative lap or 2. Go down the main straight, you do see the exaggerated shine on the left-hand side of the track versus the right, so there is clearly some water being pumped off the track.
Just going through as most of them have set their second flying lap. Now Matt's put himself up into first with a 48.7. He's got JD just 2.5 tenths behind, and then another 2.5 tenths behind is Brent in third. So we've got an S2T, GMR top 3 at the moment. Well, JD goes 1 second purple in that sector.
Certainly just starting to see a glimmer of colour on the intermediates that they've come off stone cold. They'd been entirely white just until now. I just saw a flash of umber red on there, so you must be generating some dryness.
We have a banana in chat. How you going, man? You just woke up, you're going to watch this a bit while having some coffee? No worries. He says, hi sexy UB Sniffler.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hobbsy now sets the fastest lap with a 44.118. It's definitely getting drier and quicker out there. I dare say it could be potential risk of a couple of people attempting a soft run. I think that's what we've got Brent and Matt doing at the moment, both of them in the pit lane. Just watch as Matt's pit crew have popped on a tyre, and it's definitely the soft tyre he's coming out on. Very wet pit exit. He'll have to yield to a couple of cars, but he's got more than enough time to get around and get one flying lap on that soft tyre. I think he'll be pretty good as long as he avoids the curbs and the paint. If he can stick it in the middle of that dry line that's been forming, Could be a lot of potential in that soft tyre. So we go through, we've got Skidler and JD also going on a soft tyre now. Bernie's off track in the sand. He is on the soft tyre as well. He's just looped himself again, picking up some an extra wet patch there. It looks like there's some rain falling on the track again now, Goju. Is it raining again there?
I haven't got anything hitting my screen at this stage. But I will... Yeah, no, nothing hitting the screen here.
Yeah, right, it was just through that last sector. It looks like, on my screen, it looks like there are some raindrops falling on the road.
Certainly a big difference between being on the dry line and just off. You're only talking less than half a car width off the side, and you really do. Oh God, that sort of thing happens.
That again, he did that a couple of laps ago and picked up a whole heap of engine damage. That'll be qualifying over for Bernie. That won't clear before he can start his next lap. We've got Goju now starting his last lap. He's going to be on the inters. There's a few other cars around. We've still got Harley on a set of wets. They are starting to wear now. He is in 7th, 2 seconds off Hobbs' time of 43.862.
Yeah, look, I don't see me improving too much on that. There's just not the confidence in the inters at the moment.
So just jumping on with S2T's resident Warren. He's starting his hot lap on the softs.
Certainly a couple of droplets just on the second turn, the almost hairpin. Certainly seems to be a little bit of rainfall there.
Yeah, Matt is being very, very cautious with that throttle input coming out of the corners. So the timer's gone off now. We're 10.5 minutes in, so everyone that's crossed the line is finishing their laps. Just go through, we're on with Hobbsy. He's about to come over the line now. Let's see if he's got anything more. He goes a 43 flat to set a new purple time. Jake is finished. He's got the car in the pits. That is over. He's currently sitting in second. We've got Ricky Bobby. He's out on an intermediate tyre. What has he got? He's got a 45.1. He does improve, but doesn't improve position. Harley picked up a pen. Unfortunate. No time registered at the end there. Goju improves and shoots himself straight up into third. Provisional third at the moment. Crash improves. Bowser improves 2/10 off the back of Goju there. What has Warren got? He looks like his time is to 47.2. It puts him in 8th. Not bad considering he only had the one lap on the softs. We've got Brent coming around here in the final corner now, coming across the line. What has he got? Is there any improvement in that? No improvement. Skidler has already finished. The countdown timer will finish out its time because we have Jake and Bernie in the pits. So very interesting. Hobbsy comes out. He's going to start in pole position. Jake in second. Goju in third. Mr. Bowser fourth, and Ricky Bobby will round out your top 5 starters. So as we were saying before, very, very different conditions, isn't it, Goju?
Absolutely, and quite the spread in the starters. If you look at those laps, whereas in race 1 and even in the pre-qualifying, we're seeing less than a second in, I think it was the top 8 to 10 positions, whereas we do have quite a broad spread here. I don't think that spreads down to driver skill. I do think this is just down to that tricky condition. Whereas in race 1 we saw, I believe, the first 6 started on intermediates, with, I believe, you down in 7th or 8th Friday were the first on softs, or certainly that was where it settled after the first lap. I would doubt that we're gonna see too many people start on softs with those conditions.
Just grab a screenshot of the quali results here. Goju, I dare say you're going to give everyone a couple of moments, right?
I am. So we're partway through the 37th minute, which means we will be starting 2 minutes after that. That will be 29:40. Or sorry, 9:40. 29. Fuck.
So 2 minutes, guys. Make sure you're on the right tyre that you want. That first 10, 11, 12 minutes of qualifying we saw right there is exactly how the race is going to start. I dare say we won't see any soft runners, but we might see a bit of a mix-up of a few people attempting to go on the wet tyre. Now, because this is going to be a much moister start, we're going to have to think as well, does that mean the track's going to be moist enough to carry the intermediate all the way through until that middle rain period? And then how quickly will it dry out after that middle rain period as well?
Look, if you look at that, then we're at the 10-minute mark. And at the end of qualifying, I had little to no wear on my intermediate. I was only just starting to see that first millimetre. Now, granted, when they go off fast. But if you look, Matt Donetti, very capable driver, moved to softs, and he was still pulling 47 at the end, whereas in the first race, the soft drivers on the final laps were starting to actually improve on the times of the wet drivers. So definitely a different set of conditions here whilst still the same race.
Yeah, it's funny. There's that little bit of play with the weather pattern. We put it as the exact same. We've done this weather pattern now, maybe let's say up to half a dozen times since it was implemented, and it's gone one of two ways, right? It's either just dry enough for softs or intermediates, or it's definitely a more intermediate start, isn't it?
And you've got to wonder, is that a product of the fact that we are choosing R4? Like, is R4, if you consider the boundaries of R4, is R4 giving us a boundary of somewhere close to R3 and close to R5? Or so it's interesting. Hobbs's comment there, Chelsea, I'll lower it. I think someone might be going to start on something other than Inters. Let's see.
Oh, well, we don't know, but it is now 9:40. It's the time Goju did, so I'll let Goju let everyone know that the race is starting.
10-second warning, guys.
Good luck, everyone. I hope you've got the right tyres on for the race. It will be a bit slippery, so take extra caution, especially the first lap, the first few corners. We did see a few people go off the track in race 1, mostly of their own doings. As Hobbsy will lead the way for this rolling start in race 2 of round 5 of Street2Track's Sunday sessions. It's the first iteration of them. We're in the Group 4 Supra, and the lights are about to count down now and send them off on their way. Looks like everyone's gotten through turn 1 straight. It's been no incidents. It was turn 2 that was the big one for race 1. There's a few cars. Oh, there's GMR Crash. He's definitely gone. There's a little bit to unpack there in that corner. A few potential mistakes have been made. Couple of cars locking up under brakes. We had Crash go for his crash, but for the most part everyone's kept it straight. Got Brent very squiggly into the braking zone there, and we also have Bernie go off track onto the grass. Horrible qualifying, and he hasn't really had a great start here. Got Crash off track again. So jump back up the front of the field now. Hobbsy, he's in the lead. He's over a second and a half on Jake. He's got a second and a half on Matt, who's worked his way up from 7th in the grid up to 3rd, and Harley in 4th, Brent in 5th. It's a bit of a battle going on back here now. Ricky, Bobby, Goju, JD, all kind of starting to bunch up now. That first lap was very clean from everyone. A couple of people made mistakes and sent themselves off, like Bowser there. As Matt's looking for a potential move into turn 1 now. He's had a great run out of the final corner. Starting that second lap now. They're side by side into the braking zone here, Matt and Jake. There's a little bit of hip and shoulder going on. Car's a bit squirrely. Matt comes out 1/10 ahead of Jake at the moment. It's still a bit of a drag race. Jake is now slotted in behind. We've got Harley, who's picked up a 1 second pen, and he's also under threat from Brent and Ricky Bobby coming into turn 2 here. Oh. Harley goes a bit deep in the brakes, and it allows the 2 GMR boys to get through on the inside. So Harley with a 1 second penalty too, so it's going to leave him susceptible to Goju afterwards. He's sitting down in 7th, a bit of clear track for him. He's got a couple of seconds ahead and a second and a half behind. No real pressure. Can focus on hitting the markers.
Going into corner 3, it seems like the rain is actually heavier just over in this section of the track.
Yeah, that corner I've noticed, it's like it's got more shadows over it, or it picks up the rain first, or the water pools there or something, but it's always a little bit wetter than the rest of the track.
Definitely a very squirrely first and second lap. I did get a fairly heavy hit on corner 2 from Bowser. I don't know if someone struck in behind me, but certainly conditions where you've got to get on the brakes, but when you do, the car's still very apt to kick out even on these tyres. Outside curbs are beyond lethal.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Interesting so far.
How if you pick up, if on that racing line, if you try and stab the brakes on the racing line, you can get the car to slide, and that's even with the ABS set to being on or weak, or it's still going to pick up and lock up and slide a little bit. It looks like the track's a little bit wetter than when we started, just like we saw in quali. About halfway through, it's tiptoeing into that wet section. So everyone's kind of settling themselves out. There's a bit of battling going on here, as Jake's just lost 2 positions to Brent and Ricky Bobby, so the 2 GMR boys making their way through the field. You've also got Matt, who's made his way up to the back of Hobbsy here. He's right behind him now, so could be a potential move on for the lead happening soon. Banana, remember a time trial in the wet, people were braking offline, maybe because of the rubber on the track. Yeah, it does seem like that. It seems like those offline rubbery bits do get a bit more grip when it is moist. As Matt makes a move for the lead. He's gone around Hobbsy and taken the lead now. You've got Brent in 3rd. Ricky Bobby's under pressure from Jake, so Brent's separated from Ricky Bobby a little bit. Now everyone's kind of finding a little bit of space for themselves now, so we'll go back and we'll look at that turn 2, lap 1 that we picked up. Some things happening before, and it just seems like quite a few cars. We had Crash lock up and go towards the right there. We had Bowser get a bit of a bump. Just go through and look at that from another car a bit further back while everyone's still a bit further out here. We're just on the board here with one of the GMR boys at the back. You just see Crash go off to the right. Everyone tries the brakes. Bowser gets a whack. Brent gets a bit sideways. So a lot happening in that second corner on lap 1. Most people stayed out of it though. As you go through the field, Matt is almost a second ahead of Hobbsy now. He's gotten ahead and he's put his foot down. Looks like the track's really starting to dry out now. Brent, Ricky Bobby, 2 GMR boys working their way through the field, kind of together. They're a bit separated now, But those first couple of laps, they made their moves on everybody at the same time, so it was good to see them working together there. Jake's dropped back down into 6. He's now at risk of dropping down yet again. He's got Goju only a couple of tenths behind. And then Skidler in the background there, ready to mop up any mistakes these top 8 people make. How's the track feeling out there, Goju? You starting to feel it get a bit drier and come?
Look, it is feeling drier, but certainly more grip now. The interesting thing is that the step off line is quite sudden, if that makes sense. Where the actual racing line where the drivers are going seems to have dried out, but there's still that shine on the track. Not too far either side. It doesn't take much of an adventure off that line to really have the car kick out very suddenly and very quickly. You see guys starting to chase wet sections of the track.
Yeah, I'm going through and looking, and there's no huge where anybody. There's only a little glimmer of red. Essentially, everyone's got the same tyre wear as you, Goju.
Yeah.
And everyone is on the intermediate tyre as well.
It does seem to have dried out faster than qualifying did. I don't know if that's because we're all more bunched in the one section, or if it's just I don't know, there's still a bit of rain on that second corner.
Yeah, it does
still
look
dropping.
like there's some droplets on the track again. Your Matt, Hobbsy's not letting him get away with it. He's got that front of that car right in Matt's rear bumper, but we do go back, as Goji mentioned, there's a big cluster of cars back here. From third back, you've got Ricky, Bobby, Harley, Brent, Jake, Goju, Skidler. So from third to 8th, all starting to form this bit of a pack here. Will we see some of them work together, or...
Brent, I think, has got a half second by the look of it.
Yes, he does.
It's likely to bunch the cars up just a bit more for some of these next tighter sections.
Yeah, and getting the pens in the wet is not ideal, because if you do get a big pen, like a 1 second plus, the way the computer slams on your brakes can really unsettle that car while you're being forced to take that penalty. So just something to be mindful of and be prepared for. So yeah, people are definitely seeking out the water, but it's not necessarily needed at the moment.
Yeah, look, I understand they're taking the water out, but we're still over the intermediate line. I'm gonna consider that unnecessary as yet.
This top 8 is definitely getting bunched up here. We're just on with Skidler at the moment, as you can see Goju right ahead of him, and then there's 4 other dots ahead of Goju here. All these guys getting close enough to potentially start thinking about making some moves on each other. As Goju said, there is a very fine line between that more dry section of the track, which is that line everyone seems to be on, and then it's very, very wet offline.
I think the guys that are taking the moment perhaps to consider how hard they're revving the car, maybe doing a bit of fuel saving while, you know, that potentially that full acceleration isn't as desirable. They're probably the ones that are coming out with a slightly improved result for later on down the track. We did see a few people getting towards the end of the race that were struggling for fuel. Perhaps now in these damp conditions it's time to make up for that. So
it's definitely, as you mentioned, it's definitely a very good time to save the fuels in the wet conditions. I think it's been mentioned around by a few people. If you decide to save fuel by fuel mapping, knocking it to fuel map 2 in the wet is pretty good, because it helps with your traction out of corners.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't suffer too much speed, and it's all about consistency in the wet over raw pace. So we got Hobbsy going for a switchback manoeuvre on Matt here for the lead.
Yeah, look, there's certainly a lack of rooster behind the cars that are in front of me now. Where you see the cars move off the line, they might flash a little bit up, but overall, that's minimal. I think it might be getting time for the brave ones to consider softs. We're on 12 minutes. It's just how big a gap we are before we go into that next section of rain. It's the unknown, really. So, I believe Giffo was saying that there was about a 17-second loss. I think that most people would probably pick up 3 seconds a lap at least if they can do a clean lap on softs. So it'll be interesting to see how that. I'd expect to see a few people start driving into the pits now. And
yeah, interesting you say that because we've had Matt popped in the pits.
Oh, seriously, Skidler. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, we've just picked that up on replay. It looks like Skidler's carried way too much speed into that corner with a car ahead. Just tapped him. Goju's just driving into the pits now to try and make up for the time lost there.
I figured I've lost the time due to the tap, so I might as well get the tyres for the... I wasn't intending on going in, but let's see.
Yeah. It's a bit of that grey area because you know you're going to get a few minutes now on the soft tyre before that rain does kick in, and you know those people on the intermediates are going to be suffering now on that dry line. We've gone from having not that much wear on the intermediate tyre for it to start really wearing. Some people in the field are 20% worn on their intermediates now. So we're going through before. It was not the case 2 laps ago. Oh, as Harley does a full send there and sends himself right off track. Really struggling to get it back on track. Just go through and check that out on a replay. He's come through the start of that final sector, picked up a lot of oversteer into the left hand before the right hand, that little S bend, and in trying to correct it, sends himself into the sand. Does well not to get back straight on track and collect other cars. Finds his space, gets on track. He's lost a couple of positions there, a bit of time. But no pen, no damage. There is a bit of a silver lining to that.
Certainly the softs have plenty of grip on line, but only takes a small deviation off line to lose everything they've got.
Yeah, when I was in race 1 on the softs, there were a couple of moments where I spun myself. One of them was on an exit curb, but my outside rear tyre just touched it that little bit, and it sent me around immediately. So it's very important, anyone going on the softs, to just remember that. Those curbs are very dangerous. Any paint is dangerous as well. You just want to keep it dead bang in the center of that dry line. Bit of battle brewing now here. We've got Matt who's just overtaking JD. We know Matt's on the soft tyre. JD's on the intermediate, which is wearing. It's now a third worn. Oh, as Matt's gone offline, he's gone very, very wide. Made a mistake there. Just go through and watch that again. You see out of the corner. And coming into the next one, he's got the outside here. He brakes a tiny bit late, picks up a bit of moisture. Car just goes straight off track. Nothing he can do. He's in passenger there. So we see another one of the GMR boys come into the pits. That's Brent. It's coming in now. Now, Goju, are we expecting the rain to come through anytime soon? Have you
I'm looking at the radar. I've got it open now, and I don't see anything coming in on the radar yet.
Skidler sends himself off in a spin there, puts himself in the sand. He's come back out on track. He is on the racing soft. He's really, really struggling for grip. He's back down in last place at the moment. So Hobbsy out there killing it. He's got a 14-second lead over Ricky Bobby. He's still on that intermediate tyre. He's sticking to the dry line in the corners. He's getting close to probably about 60% of that tyre left. Very even wear over all 4 tyres. Now being on the intermediates means he can use those curbs you see him using. He's using all of the curb he can on the intermediates because the car is not that sketchy. So will we see what we saw with Bill in race 1? Will we see some of the intermediate runners stay out on the intermediates when that rain hits?
I think these are the laps now we're going to start to see the soft drivers pulling significantly faster laps than what people on the inters. Cars do feel significantly more planted now. It's just how many of those laps we get before we're back into rain conditions again.
Yeah, and as we saw in race 1, the way the rain is set up, it does come in quite quick. You do get a bit of warning that it's coming. But we've seen Matt coming into the pits now, so I dare say that rain is on its way.
Rain has just hit the edge of the radar for me now. It's actually raining quite heavy just as I enter the pits. Certainly gone over the wet line already.
We've got 2 GMR guys here. We got Skidler in 11th on a fresh set of racing softs, and Bernie on a half-worn set of intermediates. And looks like there might have been a bit of contact there.
So given that we're on lap 11 now, I might just put myself 1 lap of fuel in, just to give me just a bit over 12.
It's gotten very, very dark. It's gotten very, very wet.
Oh yeah, that is heavy. That may even be more rain than what was on the track initially.
Yeah, well, with the track not drying out as much as well, it should mean that the track will be moister after the rain stops, and it will take a bit longer to dry out, as we saw at the end.
Being cumulative.
So, same weather pattern, technically the same conditions, but with a little bit of variation from how the rain has come through and how heavy it's been. Makes it feel like a totally different wet race.
So up around corner 2 and across to corner 3 where, and I'm barely getting around corner 3. Corner 3, the moisture meter is actually significantly over that wet line. Fuel mapping, because it's pretty dodgy. Understeer's bad. Just trying to use that under. This is going to be interesting. I think it's good when you look at the map that we're all out kind of, whereas we were quite bunched up at the beginning, it seems like there's plenty of gaps between the runners. It might not be such a bad time for there to be a gap between the cars.
Yeah, the 2 closest battles we have on track is Skidler and Crash for 11th and 12th. And I was going to say Ricky Bobby and Harley, but Ricky Bobby's just totally looped it there into the 3rd corner. I'll just jump on and watch, see what's happened there. So it looks like he's just braked, he's slammed on the brake. That car's locked up its wheels. As we were saying before, that can happen on racing line, especially in the wet. Very, very unfortunate there. Loses a spot, gets some damage from seeing Barry. Puts him down into 4th place. So Hobbsy's got a half-worn set of mediums halfway through this race. He has not pit yet. So he could potentially be waiting until the track dries back out again. in those final few moments. He's got a 23-second lead over Jake in second place, who was also still out there, not pitting yet. Harley's another 8 seconds down the track, followed by Ricky Bobby, JD, Mr. Bowser, and then we go all the way back down to 7th with Matt. He's pit twice now. He's gone in and pit for a set of softs earlier, and now he's on a fresh set of intermediates. So that top 6 yet to pit for anything at the moment. And Matt pitting twice is just over a minute behind Hobbsy in the lead. Those two are battling neck and neck for a while.
Be interested to see how they go with that from even a fuel perspective Friday.
Yeah, we'll go through, we'll have a look at all of that stuff now. So Hobbsy, as we said, a half-used set of intermediates. He's got just over a third of a tank left. Jake is very similar on his numbers, so is Ricky Bobby. Harley's used a touch more fuel, probably just under a third of a tank left on him. JD's got a third, Bowser's got just more than a third. Matt, he's got about, we'll say, just over half a tank of fuel in the car, a fresh set of intermediates. As we said, he has pit twice though, so it looks like Matt is the first car on track that is fueled to the end without having to fuel save. Brent in 8th, he's also got just under half a tank of fuel. Fresh set of intermediates. You've got Goju just over half a tank with the fresh set of intermediates. Bernie, half-worn set of intermediates, but half a tank of fuel. Skidler, fresh intermediates, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. The same with Crash at the back there. So it looks like that top 6 all roughly about a third of a tank left. I think you can do it. I think you can get home on that. But you do have to start considering saving that fuel now. We do have Matt all the way back in 7th, who is the first of the people with enough fuel to push until the end of the race. So we see that dry line really starting to form now with just over 15 minutes left. It looks like in the middle of that dry line, it's you could potentially be on a soft tyre, but it gets very, very wet on those edges. So Hobbsy did put in chat he was just going to YOLO this race, and that's what he's done. He led it from the start. He had a bit of an exchange with Matt for a few laps there, putting moves on each other. Matt's decided to pit for the soft tyre, and things have gone a bit downhill for him. Hobbsy's now in the lead comfortably. So what's going to happen is Hobbsy's going to stay out. He's going to finish his 14th lap and start his 15th lap still on that set of intermediates. I'm probably a little bit more risky than some, but I'd be definitely in for a soft tyre right now. So, and Jake, 24.5 seconds back from Hobbsy's, just rounding the final corner now. So massive, massive lead Hobbsy's put on. Dare say in the next few minutes we'll start seeing the pit crews come out. A few tyres are going to be changed. We've got JD in the pits. And while we're just watching JD in the pits, if there's anyone out there watching that does want to get involved, there is the Street2Track link tree. Click on that. You've got access to all of our sheets, our regulations, the points, everything. There's also a few little icons on there if you want to jump in the Discord, know what's happening. If you want to follow us on Facebook or Instagram, you can, all from that little website there. We do racing most nights of the week. We cater for a lot of different things. We do bop events, tuning events, engine swap road cars made to group categories, all that. So a little bit of everything from everyone. And we've just watched JD now come out of the pits on a fresh set of racing softs in 7th. So he's just a bit down the road from Matt, and about 10 seconds up the road from Goju at the moment. We've got Brent coming out of the pits on a fresh set of softs now. So as I said before, pit crews are starting to wander out with their tyres. Hobbsy goes around again, yet another lap on those intermediates from the start of the race as we go right back to Jake. Jake is also going to go around again. Ricky Bobby's going to go around again. We've got Harley very sideways into the second last corner, holds it on track. It's another person that has stayed on the intermediate since the race. Him and Ricky Bobby are searching for the puddles. They're trying to keep those tyres cool, get a little bit more out of them. Mr. Bowser as well, up in 5th place. Didn't have the greatest first couple of laps, but he hasn't pit yet. So that's put him a bit up the pecking chain at the moment. He's got about a third left on his tyres there, so he's going to start really suffering. As Matt's now popping into the pits, getting rid of those intermediate tyres. He's going to pop back onto the softs. Got JD already on the soft tyres now. He's coming and finishing that out lap. Looks like it's been a fairly clean out lap for him on the softs. What's that line like on track at the moment, Goju?
The entry to the pits for me was pretty bad, and I suspect that I'm on for a 3-second penalty, which I'm not looking forward to. But it's pretty rough offline.
Yeah, it does. You can see it in just visually looking at the track. Yeah. The edge of that dry line looks a little bit moist, and then only a few inches from that, I dare say, of what it would be in real life. It's just shiny, isn't it? Very wet.
Very much so.
So
I think I'm probably on for a 3-second here.
He's coming out of the pits, scratching his head, seeing whether he's going to get it.
Yeah.
He does pick up a 3-second pen.
And realistically, the advantage I've probably got, I've probably lost.
Yep. Well, you've got Crash behind you, who is still on the intermediate tyre. He's about 7 seconds behind you at the moment. Bernie's a 1.5 seconds behind him. Got Skidler.
I'm assuming Brent's on softs.
Yes, Brent is on the racing softs. Matt is on the racing softs. JD is on the softs. We've got Bowser in the pit lane now, taking that racing softs, and then your top 4 are on very worn intermediate tyres. So are they looking to get the last 10 minutes on softs? I don't see them getting to the end of the race without fully cooking that intermediate, especially now that that dry line has really formed. The tyres will start to overheat again. And it's we see with these wet tyres, it's the second they start getting any real heat into them, it's like them hitting a cliff. The tyre wear happens instantly. You can actually visually watch it from corner to corner sometimes. It's got a bit of a battle brewing over second here now. You've got Jake in second, and he's got what looks like a very aggressive Ricky Bobby looking left, looking right behind him, trying to fill up those mirrors and put some pressure on. So Hobbsy is 34 seconds in the lead, ahead of Jake and Bobby here, fighting over second place, and then Harley's 3.5 seconds back. So your minor placings still fighting over. Ooh. It looks like Jake has come into the pits. Looks like there's been a bit of a bump as Jake's going into the pits. Ricky Bobby was behind, following him, not planning to pit. It's just given him a little bit of a bump. Hasn't sent him off track, but it was pretty tight on the pit lane entry from Harley, so we'll have to jump on for his pit stop. Wait and see what the stewards deem, if that's a pit lane cut penalty or not. Popping out of the pits now, Harley and Jake, both of them coming out very weirdly on a racing medium tyre. These are the first people we've seen tonight utilise a racing medium tyre. With there being less than 10 minutes left on a moist track, I'm scratching my head a little bit as why we're actually using a medium tyre, but they might know something we don't know. It might be a bit more comfortable, it might be testing for a future event, we don't know. Hobbsy's now in the pits. So I dare say Hobbsy will come out on a dry tyre. The question is, does he come out on his favourite compound, which is the medium? Or will we see him utilise the soft and really go for the win here in race 2? So that'll leave only Ricky Bobby. Because we will crash in the pits now. That'll be Ricky Bobby and the only person who has not pit this race yet as he comes into the pits now. Hobbsy's put 40 litres of fuel in the car. Well, he's put 30 litres in. He's come out with 40 litres of fuel. He is on the racing soft tyre. Ricky Bobby was sitting in second, who was also in the pit, was 36 seconds behind. Jake came in for a pit stop the lap before. So will we see him jump Ricky Bobby? That car's only just getting its tyres on now. It's dropped down. Fuel canisters in. A little bit of a squirt and they send him out. Now the cars on the dry tyres go very, very slow around that corner of pit exit. Looks like Jake is potentially going to get the run on him out of turn 1. So Jake back up into second. By the time Ricky Bobby gets up to speed and into turn 1, he'll be about a second and a half behind Jake now. So we drop back and we've got Matt on the back of JD, so we've got a bit of a battle here for 5th position. Both of these guys are on the racing soft. Both of them are fueled until the end. So Matt's looking for an inside move here. Gives him enough space on the outside. Brakes late. JD gives Matt the space to make the move work. Doesn't want to fight too much and potentially put himself on that wet line. So Matt makes a move for 5th. He's a very, very fast car on track now. He's done a 38.9 as the fastest lap. So we could potentially see in the next 6 minutes him pop up to the back of Harley if he can put his teeth and nails into it. Really bring down that time as we go through the field. Everyone's pretty much spreading out.
A lot of grip now on corner exit. Not wanting to jinx myself, but starting to actually go wider onto those ripple strips on the exit.
Yeah,
Plenty
that
then now.
dry line is definitely getting a little bit wider. It is a bit moist on the ripple strips and painted sections still. But as we just heard Goju say, he's on track at the moment in this race. He said he's just feeling a bit more confident in the track conditions at the moment, especially on the curbs. He's starting to be able to use a little bit here and there. We are approaching our final 5 minutes. We've got no more weather coming. It's only going to get drier. We've got cloudy conditions here at the moment, but it's warm enough to dry that track out. Enough for everyone to essentially be on a dry tyre right now. The only person who is not on a dry tyre right now is GMR Bernie. He's been overlapped by Hobbsy recently. He's sitting down in 10th place. He's the only person who is not on a slick tyre. Oh, and Bill has just informed us in chat that Bernie has actually not pitted. Bernie is attempting a full no-stop in this race. He's got just under a quarter of a tank of fuel left. So he's definitely going to get the no-stop done with the fuel. But he's really, really suffering on those intermediate tyres. He's got probably about 10% left on that rear left, and the rest of them are not far behind that. So he's going to have a very sketchy last couple of laps here. But GG's and great work though on doing a no-stop, something different. We do know some of the GMR boys, yourself included, Bill, can be very good with some tyre strategy. So it's good to see someone going against the grain. Looks like everyone is well spread out now. Closest cars on track are your top 5 essentially. Top 6. Top 5. No, 2nd to 6, sorry. So we've got Jake now approaching Crash under blue flags at the moment. bit of space. Crash not yielding yet. It's probably about a second and a half there in the gap at the moment. So we've got Hobbs out to a massive lead, and then you've got Jake 2.5 seconds over Ricky Bobby, who was 3.5 seconds over Harley. Then we've got Matt now 2 seconds behind Harley with 3 minutes to go. So we should have about 2 laps left for Matt here. Oh, as Harley's gone off the track. Harley has made a mistake, which has allowed Matt through. Matt is now 5 seconds behind the next car on track. We'll just go through and have a look and see what happened. Harley is on the racing medium tyres. He's picked up a little bit of inside curb, which has spat him onto the outside line there into the wet. Goes off into the sand. It does what it does. It slows him down, stops him from hitting the barrier. But unfortunately, he loses a spot there. Picks up some dirty tyres. So only 2 minutes remain. The field is fairly spread out. Jake is now only a second and a half ahead of Ricky Bobby. So Ricky Bobby is coming in quick, but Matt's also gaining tenths on Ricky Bobby, about 4.3 seconds behind right now. It's all to play for. The podium is not sorted. Hobbsy's out to a massive lead. But Ricky Bobby's coming for second, and Matt is licking his lips. He definitely wants a podium. Ricky Bobby's now right up to that back bumper of Jake. Jake's got his fuel light flashing. Jake is also on the racing medium tyres. Ricky Bobby's on the softs. So we're just on here with Ricky Bobby as he's chasing Jake down. Jake might be trying to do a bit of fuel saving, trying to manage that gap behind him so he can absolutely send it on this. We've got a yellow flag into the final couple of corners there. Grant's gone around. Ricky Bobby with a great drive out of the final corner passes Jake with ease. Just go again, we'll look at that replay. Ricky Bobby just sets it up perfectly there with an exit. Makes the move look easy, puts himself up into second. Jake is now suffering. We've got Matt only 1.3 behind Jake. So Jake really suffering on his fuel usage at the moment. Got another yellow flags, a couple of yellow flags popping up at this last few moments of the race. The timer is out, the timer is run down. Bernie goes for a bit of a wild ride there. The first car to actually finish will be Goju. Completes 22
How that's not
laps.
first, I don't know.
It's the first car on track to finish, so he will gladly tell everyone he finished first. Yeah, so we have Mr. Bowser finishing now, but Hobbsy's right behind him. Hobbsy with a bit of an expression session here. He's got 30 seconds worth of donuts to show us. I would sit here and watch the entire thing, but at the moment we've got a three-way battle brewing. Ricky Bobby's only a second ahead of Jake here coming into the final two corners, and Matt's right on the back. Matt needs a great exit from this final corner. Can he make it happen? We'll go on board and watch this. This is second, third and fourth. Race 2. Oh, he gets a really good run. Gets a really good run on Jake. Jake gets a bit of... Oh. Wow. Jake got a bit of oversteer coming out of the corner, gave Matt the good run out. Harley picks up 5th position there. Tough race. And then we've got JD and Brent 6th and 7th. And then it's just Bernie, who's the only car on track at the moment yet to finish. He's got totally dead intermediate tyres. He is on that fuel light, but as Bill said in chat, Bernie did not pit. So he's gone for a full no stop. I mean, he's suffered because of it, but that's some data that can go back to GMR for any future wet races. Well done, everyone. It seems that was pretty much incident-free. Considering with the wet weather conditions, we always expect there to be carnage and chaos. GG's to Hobbsy, Ricky Bobby, and Matt as your podium getters for race 2 here tonight. So,
argument. Rain mixes it up, doesn't it?
oh, it definitely does. It definitely adds an element. I love the rain.
Look, I do enjoy the races. I don't know if I enjoy the rain.
I just like it being something different. We do dry racing all the time. Everywhere you go, 99% of the daily races are dry as well. So, and I think it's a favourite weather pattern of Street2Track recently since it got implemented. It's a very fair wet weather pattern. You get some dry, you get some wet. It's not too wet to be off-putting. And then as you've seen, the difference between race 1 and race 2 there, with how wet the race started, how much rain came through in the middle of it. It definitely seemed a bit drier for race 1.
It certainly does. That variation in the lobbies is actually something that's always interesting to find.
I think I had it for one of the Royal Saloons races here at Red Bull Ring. When we did the testing for it, it was raining every 5 minutes, and then it would dry up, and then it would rain again, and you didn't know whether to be on the intermediate or the dry tyre. And then when we actually did the race, all of the rain and the weather kind of went around the track, and the track stayed dry for the entire race. So there is a lot of variation in the same weather patterns.
I think, speaking of variation, I think the presentation of the cars has been fantastic as well. I love the way they look in the rain, the light, and as it goes. I think it's time to start reaching out to the Harleys and the IMATs and the Raider Ducks of the world. Let's see if we can get a livery on the cars rather than the plain one.
Yeah, that's it. Anyone that is struggling,
let's give them a hand. Let's see, let's see if we can get it started.
That's right.
Can't be much fun being on the plain car.
If you do look at if you do look up the S2T tag on the car for the series, generally there is a base livery that we've started putting out. I know Goju did one for this one, which Gravedigger's also picked up, and he's changed the colour of it and made it his own a little bit. Then we've got in the Thursday 8-6 series that we're doing, Goju's also done another base livery, and I think Gravy and myself have used that and kind of made our own thing with it. So if you are struggling, I know we do put out a base livery sometimes. Also, just reach out. A lot of us are happy to alter a livery for you that we've already got, or I know all of my liveries I leave as editable, and I'm more than happy for anyone to use any of them. So, my one looks basic, but there's something on there. There's some sponsorship on there and that.
And look, it's not uncommon for some of the guys. Look, the G Mackies, the Gravediggers, and the MacNovas of the world pump out 3, 4, 5 cars that are all, a full livery. Haven't done them. I think they'd be happy for someone to pick them up and use them, rather than have them not used. So yeah, if you need a hand or you want some, certainly.
Yeah, there is quite a few. We'll call them livery designers, guys that do pump out a lot of liveries. Green Thing's also mentioned in chat he's happy to help people with liveries if they want, which is great to see. He's only a new member of here, so it's good to see him putting his hand out, happy to help anyone through that process. And it does make the cars look amazing, and the photos afterwards look good in that. Green Thing's also loved the wet race. He balls it up putting the wets on, but it didn't make a difference to the result. It's all good, mate. It's the spanner in the works, isn't it, the wet races? So sometimes they go your way, sometimes you don't. Bill, oh yeah, that's right. May as well mention that there is something brewing between GMR and S2T. So we do see GMR come in for especially the Friday night and Sunday night races. They generally do come in and help us fill the grid, help us get a lot of numbers down so that we can run a mostly full second lobby. We really love and enjoy that. What happened a little while ago is that Stiggy organised a Street2Track versus GMR fun night. And I can say now that myself, Stiggy, and Bill from GMR got our pen to paper and are working out something to happen mid-February, which is essentially going to be a round 2 of the Street2Track versus GMR. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting, and going to have a number of different cars and tracks happen in that. We're going to be doing it for a few hours. It could potentially be some kind of charity event as well, but we're definitely going to do another Street2Track versus GMR night, which will be good to see, because just even here in race 2 you've got 6 or 7 GMR guys, and we had a couple in race 1 as well. They're big supporters of us here at Street2Track, and I like to think we support them back as well, so we'll organise something to do with that. We've got a few other announcements coming up as well, Goju, don't we?
Well, we should have. I mean, that's up to the announcers, but I think later this evening we might see something for a Wednesday night series, mightn't we, Friday?
Yeah, I think later this evening I'll put out some details on our Discord of what's going to be happening on the Wednesdays. I think we've got stuff as well coming up for the Mondays that's been finalised, and we're just waiting to hear from.
I think we're only a few days off You're right, we are only a few days, I'd expect, of announcing the Monday series too, which will be, look, that's GIF series. I won't break news on it. GIF can break news on it, but look, that will be coming soon. I think there's going to be a lot of people very interested in both those series. They'll produce some great racing.
Oh, definitely. We know the Monday series that's about to start. The information that has been leaked is it is the WTCC series again. There are some slight regulation changes for some cars, a couple of setting changes and that, but that was a really popular Monday series we do.
Absolutely.
That's coming back. As Goju said, Giffo will make the announcements of all the changes and the dates that'll be happening and everything as well. Also, as Goju said before, there's a Wednesday series that I run that I will announce some details later on in the Discord about. I must say those sheets made me a little bit wet when I saw them, Goju. They were amazing.
Oh, please, you like them?
Yeah.
I thought they captured the essence of the fun of the Wednesday night series. Wednesday is certainly it's certainly not the Formula One. It's more about enjoying yourself and having a good time on a Wednesday. Certainly still clean, as we would always expect from Street2Track. But yeah, absolutely a lot of fun per kilo in that racing.
Yeah, there will be. There will be a lot of fun per kilo in what's coming up for Wednesdays. We do try and make it the Wednesday series at the moment is no PP limit. It is a tuning event, but everyone's got the same weight, power, and aero package, so it kind of adds an element of not chasing a PP number to hit, chasing a stable tune that suits you and your driving style. And as we saw that implemented last season in the Royal Saloons, I think it went down pretty well. There was the conversation of a turbo versus non-turbo car, and then I think ballast was the other big talking point as well. Some people liked the 50-50 setup. Some of us run it. I know I run it very far forward to keep the front planted under braking. But not chasing that PP limit seemed to open up the doors to people to do what they wanted with the cars, and everyone was really competitive in it too.
It is interesting because the PP tuning lobbies do come about where you're looking to almost in some cases tune the car so that the PP is actually reduced rather than raised in order to then, in other areas, pick the PP back up. And it's interesting, the PP rating is important for our tuning series where we're using different cars. But when it's just one make of vehicle like the Civics, the PP rating's not necessary because you're not trying to hold cars that are different to the same performance rating because you've already got the same car. So I do think it's a great way for people that aren't perhaps as used to tuning to get in and do that. And certainly, look, I think certainly with the Wednesday night tuning series just being that no PP, look, there'll be plenty of people very willing to hand over tunes. Look, we've already had a couple of fun nights practicing in these cars. They are an absolute hoot, but I'm absolutely sure that there will be people that will be, sharing bass tunes. And I'd expect in the channel to see 2 or 3 tunes in there pretty quickly, is the honest truth.
Yeah, definitely. It is it's a very important aspect of half of the racing we do here is the tuning, and a lot of the community is quite open to either help you with your tune or give you a little peek at what their, suspension settings are like, or how they built their engine and how they got the torque that they got. You might think that a lot of people are very secretive about it, but if you just ask the question, you'll realise how open and helpful a lot of guys are. No worries, Green Thing. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for racing. You enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for popping in. We're about to finish this off here tonight. I do have some extra practice to go to with the boys that are doing GTC. We're going to do another run around. As always, it's been a pleasure, Goju.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good race tonight too.
Yeah,
Nearly got there, but great to see. Honestly, to take nothing away from it, great to see G Mackey up there on that.
Definitely good to see G Mackey get the win. He did have I think it was a pretty much incident-free minus lap 1 race. He has picked up some speed, so he's picked up a lobby 1 win. He said he was pretty sure it was his first one too. GG's to him. Well done.
Yep.
And then Hobbsy in race 2 just absolutely dominated it.
He's got a habit of doing that.
Yeah, he gets the sandbags out after qualifying and has a good run through race 2. And
maybe it's time he had to try in race 1.
Yeah, I think get those sandbags out before the race, mate. A couple of other mentions. We had Giffo come in for the first Sunday sessions he's done. He hasn't driven the car before, or he didn't really know what to expect for the weather pattern, and I feel like he enjoyed himself. And yeah, as I said before, all the GMR boys constantly showing up. Thank you. So we're going to leave it there. Thanks again, guys. If you are out there and you do want to race with us, this is the link to the link tree. It's got all of our information that you need on there. There's a couple of little icons near the top, which is your Discord, your Insta, and your Facebook if you want to join us on those platforms. Otherwise, each night of the week's there with what we do. You just click into the night of the week. Up the top, there's a little menu that will show you your regulations or your entered drivers or whatever you want to look at. It's all pretty simple once you have a look at it. Jump on there, see how you can get involved with us, and hopefully we see you on track soon. So thanks again, everyone, for tonight. Thanks again, Goju. We're going to leave it there. Man. You enjoy the rest of your night, and everyone out there as well. Thank you.
Cheers, man. Bye.